Well, Twist Crib Tales fans, what a very special honour it is this afternoon here at Winton. We have in our presence Sir Ken Lucas. You're an OAM, an Order of Australia, which makes, in my view, that makes you a knight.
Well, I feel like a knight because I can't see anything.
Well, Ken, you've got the honour of being the world's oldest motorcycle road racer, and how do you feel about that? You've just turned 90 years of age a couple of months ago.
Well, I really enjoyed it. It's a very auspicious occasion for an old man to be the age I am and still having a ride. And I enjoyed as much as what I did 70 years ago.
And that's right, because you started off in the Wangaratta Motorcycle Club.
I certainly did, yeah. And I remember in those days, Bluey Moore was the club captain, and some young bloke kept passing the leader and used to fine me. He took a lot of money off me. I think it was 10 bob fine for passing the leader.
That's right. So there was Bluey Moore was number plate number 1. I think you were number plate number 9.
Yep.
There you go. I think my dad was number plate number 3, and his brother Don was number plate number 6.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I have a photograph taken at the little mud track down in Myrtleford Park, and all those blokes are there, and I look at them and think, gee, what a great lot of sportsmen.
Well, there's only the carburettor cleaner, Linley, Don and yourself left out of all. Nev Morris, Jack Elliott, and all those guys sadly all passed away.
Yeah, I can't understand it because, I mean, I've raced all my life and I do terrible things to my body in the earth moving game, you know, chaining trees down and all that sort of stuff. But it's one of those things that's inbuilt. It's inbuilt, and you have a perception of what can happen if you do this, and I don't do it.
That's right. You've been able to keep yourself on 2 wheels and not on the bitumen pretty regularly. You haven't had many accidents at all.
5 times the Isle Man, and Daytona twice, and that's really big stuff. And we went up to Scotland, and I rode up at Knockhill, where all the good riders come from, and I was riding Brian Rich's G50, and I was leading this bloody race. But they were awake up about this terror from Australia. The bolts come loose on the magneto, and the magneto fell off, and I had to come second.
So you had to push it across the line?
Yep.
Unbelievable.
See, I've got a history, and they won't put up with any nonsense from an old bloke from Australia.
There we go. So it's going to be a great meeting, this meeting. A bit sad in some ways because this is the meeting. You're not hanging up your helmet, hanging up your boots. All you're doing is this is going to be your last official race meeting.
At the moment, but I'm always ready to rethink things.
Dame Nellie Melba, Johnny Farnham, Whispering Jack, look out. This man is about to... How many comebacks will he make? That's the big question.
Oh, well, while my old body can do it, I will be doing it because it's my life. It's something that's a part of me. I just would... I don't know what I'd do.
That's right. You've been able to stay pretty fast so far. So tell us, you've brought a couple of bikes along today. I noticed you brought your very first motorbike along here today.
Yep. I've got a 1928 model Douglas, and I bought it in bits from New Zealand, and I took it to Bathurst, and I couldn't believe it. It went through the speed traps at 130 mile an hour. This 1928 girder fork motorbike.
Unbelievable. What sort of rear suspension?
No rear suspension, girder forks up front.
And a well-padded bum for your rear suspension and girder forks up front. 600cc overhead valve, Douglas.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty fancy. And the other bike you've brought along here today, a very rare machine, a little 250 Manx Norton.
Well, I'll tell you how rare it is. It disappeared out of my workshop about 3 weeks ago, and we went up to the police and we had the detectives, and after about 4 days, Peter Guest flew in from Mildura, and he went in the shed, and there it was. In the meantime, I rang up Shannon's, and they said, that motorcycle is insured for $76,000, we'll send you a cheque. I said, I don't want a cheque, I want my bloody motorbike. And This bloody motorbike, we went out one morning and it had been returned.
So Peter Guest had done a preparation job on it so you could ride it this weekend.
Yeah, just about you could say that.
That's fantastic. Peter Guest, one of Australia's greatest vintage road racers.
Yeah, Peter's been riding a Vincent of mine, and I think he's won about 10 Australian titles on a particular Vincent, and at least 40 state titles.
He's a pretty handy rider, young Peter. You and he have banged fairings around this particular track a few times.
Yeah, we used to laugh at Pete. He was a very, very good rider. He was riding that Vincent motorbike of mine, and he never exceeded 5,000 revs. And they got so much torque. I built one for myself because guess he wouldn't be able to ride on that one, and I made mine 1,300. And unfortunately, I was foolish enough to let the Australian Superbike champion have a ride on it, and I think he got up to 13,000 revs on the first lap, and he come back, I saved the rear cleaners, I saved it. But see, they're a special thing, and you do not rev them, but they're all torque.
All talk, yes, but which is not you, Ken. You're not all talk. You're all riding, and you've got such a 70-year history of well, it wasn't vintage motorcycle racing when you were a boy. It was as modern as the minute.
That's right. Yeah, I remember Frank Towner down there. I think he had a little 350 AJ, and Bluey Moore. I saw him down there with an Indian outfit. And there's somebody else having a ride on it, and the bike went up and there and tipped the rider off, and this Harley eyed off a big tree, and the throttle stayed flat out, picked out the biggest tree on the circuit, and had made contact.
Oh, that's very sad indeed. But look, what a magnificent weekend it's going to be. It's blue sky, it's autumn,
Yep.
Winton's a fantastic track, just down the road from you, a young Wangaratta boy that you are.
Yep. It's amazing because I was born in Yarrawonga, and my father, when he came back from the war, was allocated 100 acres, but you had to build a house in the first year, and so it wasn't possible to do that. So the first 3 children were born on a property out there, just out of Yarrawonga, and then when the Depression came, didn't want any share farmers, so we ended up on an island on the Ovens and the Murray River, and Dad was sleeper cutting, and I think I was about 4. I used to go to work with Dad. I was on the other end of the crosscut sorry, but my feet never used to touch the ground.
There we go. Now, just for those with ancient history, Ken's talking about his dad coming back from World War I.
Yep.
That's right, not World War II, World War I. Because Ken, as I say, has just turned 90 years of age, 90, which makes him almost as old as me. So it's been a great thing. Now this weekend they're organising for you to do a parade lap.
Yes.
And maybe you'll be throwing your leg over a solo machine, but if you can't do that, it'll be a sidecar.
Yep.
And you'll be having fun no matter what sort of motorbike it is.
I will. I was thinking about bringing my 48 Triumph, which has got a self-starter on it, and then I thought, I've got 3 of those beautiful Manx Norton racing sidecars. I might even get some fool to get on the sidecar and do a few laps with me.
There you go. So I'm sure you won't have any problems getting you under volunteer that. And how's Brenda feel about all of this?
Oh, today's just another day. I don't feel sad about anything. We were aware these problems could come, and they just proved the fact. So we just get on with our life and enjoy ourselves.
And there's always time for another cup of tea, and that's the most important thing. So Ken, we wish you all the best for this weekend. It's not over, it's just keeping on going. But have a wonderful weekend as we all cheer you on and celebrate you with being the oldest road track motorcycle racer in the world. Fancy that. Not just Wangaratta, the whole world. So shake my hand, Ken.
Fantastic.
Fantastic, Ken. It's great. Have a wonderful weekend and enjoy the sunshine and the beautiful music that's being made out there on the track at the moment. Sir Ken Lucas, thank you very much. Thanks for being on Twist Grip
Wonderful.
Tales.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Righto.